Thank you, Patrick, for helping me. I don't feel like this is on. I can't hear myself.
Welcome to the Passionate Pundits, your opportunity to increase your knowledge of natural health and healing, a viable alternative to modern Western medicine. With your host, holistic chiropractor Dr. Juliadeer and nutritional consultant Deb St.Hilaire.
Hi, Deb.
Hey, Julia. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Can we turn that music down a little? Is there a way to
I have to cut it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
A
We
long
need a new intro anyway.
We do.
And
We've
I have
changed a
two
few
people
things.
that said they'd do it,
But
I'm having a hard time getting them in here.
Well, Patrick said he'll do it too. So if we can get
now I have three people.
Yeah, we just need to do it.
We'll just have
just need to
Patrick
do
do
it.
it. He's here. He's familiar with both of us.
That's an understatement. He's familiar. Yeah. Aw,
He
thank you,
loves
Patrick.
us.
Yeah.
So here I have this earache. I've had it since, let me
gosh.
think, since Saturday it started.
I hope nobody heard her lead in for this. So I have a thing about ears. I like to pop them, and it usually helps a lot. And
It actually has.
Yay!
But I'm
see?
telling you, it was freaking painful.
No, it was painful because it was already angry.
That's true.
what I
Good
tell people.
point.
It was mad. It was swollen. It was hot even to the touch. And when I pulled it, yes, it was upset. But man alive, that was like 3 minutes ago, and you already feel better. So
I do. It does feel a little bit better.
yay!
And I can actually hear out of it now.
Well, there you go. See, and I was like, no, we got to do it before. We got to do it
And she
before.
did it twice.
And she was like, no.
I'm a masochist.
You're funny.
She
That's
says,
what
let
you
me
are.
do it again. I said, no, wait till after.
And I said, it'll be better, I promise. And was it?
Yes.
The second time was better.
You were right.
I was right.
So what's new with you?
It's school time, right? So people are going back to school. I still have one at home. He's 15. He just went back to school. And he has done excellent, Deb. Oh, my goodness. It's like a new kid in my house. I'm just...
that makes me so happy to hear.
Too. Are you kidding me? It was always drama, you know. I mean, my boys, I've been through 3 boys, and God bless them, but you had boys too. And, you know, there's this certain age, you know, for some of them it's like 14 to, 80. But for mine in particular, it's like 14 to 16. And then I had one that lasted a little longer. We won't say which one. But anyways,
I'm guessing it's not the youngest.
well, it's not yet. I should knock on some wood
that's
after that.
true, yes.
But he has recently, like in the past 6 months, gone through many, many changes. He's transforming himself spiritually and emotionally, and this is all on his own. So I call him Yogi Rands because he is going to be a yogi master one day.
Wow, that's so cool.
Oh my gosh, it's like night and day. I can't even tell you. Like before, last year, I would struggle to get him up. I'd be waking him up and I'd have to go and I'd be like, I'd be at my 3rd time. I'm like, I'm not coming in here again. You have to get up and go to school. And this year, he's been getting himself up. Like, I haven't even gotten up. I don't even know, when he gets up. Patrick says it's been like 5:30 every morning.
Are you sure that somebody didn't capture your son and
You
put it in
know,
post?
if they did, booyah! You did a good job because I'm telling you, it's like night and day. So this boy, he has gotten himself every morning at 5:30, makes his own breakfast.
Wow.
I know. Get this. Does yoga.
Wow.
Yes. Meditates. Takes his shower. Finishes getting ready. Reads. And then goes back to meditation until I'm ready to come downstairs and take him to school. I know. I love your face
I don't
right
even
now
know what
because
to say.
I know. And I'm just so
Wow.
flabbergasted by it. Like, that's an old word, flabbergasted, but that really describes.
That's a good word, though.
It
I like that
describes
word.
it because I'm flabbergasted, and I love it. And if
So
this boy
what do
can
you
do
think-
it, anybody can do
What
it.
What do you attribute this change to?
Well, he last year he went through some hard times, and I don't want to get into his privacy, but he has had he had a traumatic year. from the age of 14 to 15. Just in of his own, just, coming into his own. He's the youngest of three. So, he's been under the shadow of older brothers and he's, always hung out with older people. And so I feel like he's matured quicker than the rest of them because of that. But yeah, he kind of went through a hard, I'm sorry, Patrick, what was that? Come up here and say that, because is it okay? Do you mind?
I don't know.
Get up here. just tell what you just said, Patrick.
I guess I'll have to turn on his mic too.
Turn on his mic for a minute.
It's on.
Because it's.
I just said one day in June he woke up and decided he was going to change the way he does things. So he started studying yoga and started meditating and on a daily basis and sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, just so he could change his thinking. And then he and I went to California for 3 weeks, and all the way there, all the way back, he just reached deep inside himself and discovered that he has peace within him, and he concentrates on that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing.
If that reminds me of one of my favorite quotes by Dr. Wayne Dyer, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
That's absolutely spot on.
And that's what he's doing.
Spot on.
Isn't that fascinating?
It is. And for me, to watch a 15-year-old do this, and, I was not the guide.
No.
I do not force anything on my children at all. But this particular child has always been more health conscious. He's always cared about his body and what he puts into it and what he does with it. And so he's always exercised and he's tried to eat well. And, he's always had that mentality. But now, as of late, he's just come to the realization that the universe is within, and he is going to live there and love himself and have peace with the world. And honestly, I don't know how to get your kid involved in that, but I'm going to tell you, it's the way.
Well, and
so
part of
better.
it is sometimes it's not what you say, it's what you do as a parent.
Right.
And he sees both of you becoming more spiritual and growing, and
That's very true.
Maybe he notices a difference in your evolution and likes it.
That's very true, but I will tell you, he almost led the pack.
Wow.
Yeah. He almost led the pack. I feel like him and I were kind of going alongside one another, but he would get ahead of me, and then I would catch up, and then he would get ahead of me, and I would catch up. The other day, we all went on a hike out at Bay City State Park, which if you all haven't been to Bay City State Park, go. It's magnificent. It's a beautiful place to get away on an afternoon or an evening. So we all went for this hike, all 3 of us, my husband, Patrick, Lorenzi, who's my 15-year-old, and myself. And we had the best conversation, the deepest, most soulful conversation. And it was led by him. And he's phenomenal. It's so interesting and amazing to speak to my son about spiritual things and have him not only be able to comment on it, but offer and add to the conversation.
Holy crap.
On that level. Yeah.
I'm like so shocked.
Amazing.
Patrick, you should bring him to the Akashic Records.
Ooh, he would love
Wouldn't that be interesting? He sounds like he's an old soul.
All my children are, though. I mean, I can't even say. My children blow me away. Like, I always thought I was kind of smart. I always thought I was kind of philosophical. I always thought I was kind of like lofty in thought and just open-minded. And my kids are thousandfold.
But
whatever
again,
I
and
was.
that's, every generation I hope becomes more enlightened. But again, and I mean this sincerely, you lead by example.
Yes. And
had you not been, both of you, had you not been seekers like you are, he may still have evolved into where he's going or walked down the path, but I doubt that it would have been at 15.
Well, I'll tell you what I feel like I attribute it to. You say, we helped them be seekers or showed them how to be that way, but honestly, I really feel like God showed him that, we just refused to put him in a mold. We refused to put any of our children in a mold.
Good for you.
Our children have always been different Every single one of them are different, have different
Patrick's
interests.
kind of laughing.
And I mean, a gamut, like wide gamut, big variety of differences. But both of us have always supported each one of them in being who they are. And if that required them to speak up against an adult during their lifetime, so be it. My children are not afraid to speak their minds, and I am okay with that. I am more than okay with that. I'm pleased with that. I feel like it's disruptive to a human who's trying to learn and grow
Be
themselves to tell them that they're not allowed to say this or to say that, or you can't speak to somebody this way, or you can't. I mean, they're respectful.
Right.
I want them to be respectful, but there is a respectful way to tell anybody anything you want.
Exactly. And there's always walking away if you'd.
There is.
And I couldn't agree with you more because, and I'll tell you why. I went to Catholic school for 13 years.
Did you get your ear pulled?
Yes. Sister Regina she pulled my ears all the time, Sammy Galuch's and Richard Schmidt.
Oh, poor Sammy and Richard.
I know.
Their little ears, they're so big now.
Only
ears are
one.
big.
One. But in all the great philosophers of our contemporary philosophers, like that guy that wrote the Four Agreements, I can't think of his name.
Ooh.
What's
it's on
his
the tip
name?
of my tongue. I don't know.
But
I could look it up.
Wayne
Four
Dyer, Louise Hay.
Oh, yes. Wonderful.
There's so many contemporary philosophers that all say you have to get rid of your memes, which are learned behaviors. So if you don't have to get rid of those, think how much quicker you'll be able to advance.
Absolutely. That, I feel like we're programmed completely wrong from beginning till like 18.
We are.
And then we get out in the world and we have to totally find out how to
Exactly.
reprogram
Color
ourselves.
within the lines. Don't play with imaginary friends. Here, memorize these things, and this is all you can say.
And this is how you act, and don't speak to anybody unless you're spoken to.
And this is how you pray. Only these words.
Don Miguel Ruiz.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Good book.
Oh, and I'm reading another really good book now, The Alchemist. Have you ever read that?
I
my
have not,
God,
but
I
I've
love
heard.
that book. I don't want to finish it. That's how good it is. I mean, I don't read it, and I think about it before I pick it back up again because it's that good.
But you can always reread it.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
I just read the book of Akashic Records.
The book
You
of Akashic.
did?
Akashic, I think. Akashic, I don't know.
You say tomato, and I say tomato. Wow, it's just like phallic and phallic.
We're not, what?
Phallic and phallic symbol.
Oh.
Akashic, Akashic.
I say phallic.
I
Or was
say
that
phallic.
something totally different?
See what I mean? No, it's the same. It's that tricky A. I embarrassed her. She's actually red.
I am
That
red
is
now.
a first.
Is that your aura?
No, you're thinking of the right thing.
I don't know. Okay.
You are thinking of the right thing.
Sorry.
It
Okay.
resembles a penis.
Right.
Yes.
I just thought you were talking about something else.
No.
And then I felt like, why
She's
am I
all
thinking
red.
this way?
This is, I consider this day one that will go down in history. I made Julia Deer blush.
You did. You did.
How many times have you done that, Patrick?
Just bite my tongue.
Oh, that's
I
too
am.
funny.
I'm warm now.
Oh, that's good. So anyway, congratulations to him. I look forward to speaking with him.
Oh, he's lovely. He is a lovely boy. In fact, I might bring him on sometime. Maybe we'll have some kids on. We'll have some teen rap or something.
I think that would be
That
really
was
fun.
Teen rap.
Actually, probably bring him on.
Yeah.
About health and respect.
Oh, yeah. And
Maybe
from his
on a
perspective, from a child's
Right,
or
maybe
he's not a
on
child,
at
he's
night
15.
because he's in school now. Maybe on a devolution show. I think that would be very good.
I think he would love that. And he's not a super, I'm sort of a big personality. Patrick's sort of a big personality. Lorenzi's not like that. He's kind of quiet and shy, so I think it would be good for him.
Good.
To come out of his shell a little. He'd like it. I
Good.
think. But anyways,